Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts The Lord of the Rings ARAGORN. Now it's worth noting, this is not based on any particular movie according to the branding, according to what's on the box. It's clearly the one from the Fellowship, though, the first movie. So hopefully they do more, because we'll talk about that. But this is a figure that I thought, yeah, you know what, I don't know if I like these enough when they first showed them. And then I thought, well, what the heck, let's review it. And I have to say, in hand, I like it more than I thought I was going to. There are definitely some issues here and there, but there's a lot to like about it too. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. It's a decent package. You get a photo of the figure here, figure in the middle there rather than being in the center of the window, but hey, whatever. You get a bunch of gold writing that you can't really read, and it's weird that they put the Figuarts information there. That's weird. They don't normally do that. That's normally back here some... Oh, is it here too? It is. Why'd they put it on the front? That's so weird. Let's just make the front ugly by putting our slogan on there. That's weird. That's super weird. But then you get this also... Oh, it does say the Fellowship down here. Huh. Why wouldn't they do... This is a weird package, guys. Am I wrong? Or do you think that's weird also that it doesn't say the Fellowship of the Ring here, just down here in the copyright information? Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Alright, so there's the side of the package. There's the back of the package. Not bad. A lot of empty space as usual. Alright, there you go. Hey, look. That's not what that looked like in the movie. Alright, anyway, there you go. I want to say, though, just real quick while I still have the package out, this looks way better in some ways than this does. But this looks way better than I thought it was going to. So, this guy is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. If you want to get one, I'll put a link in the description below. He stands just about 16 centimeters. That's going to make him roughly about 6 and, I don't know, 6 1/4, give or take. Here he is up against Darwin. So you could fit him in, I suppose, to a Marvel Legends collection if you wanted to, I guess. Or maybe like the old Lord of the Rings figures, I suppose. Were they in the same scale? I think they were. I never collected those. Anyway, let's talk about this. Aesthetically speaking, well, let's do a question of the day. Which Lord of the Rings movie is your favorite and which is your least favorite? I think if I had to pick, I think I'd go 2, 1, 3 in order of preference. But maybe it's just 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I think 2. I think 2 first. Helm's Deep is a pretty cool fight. Okay, so here he is, and I think it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to, so that's a good thing. And we're going to do the aesthetic section, so let's just dive into it. He doesn't quite have the right proportioning. He's almost got the comic book proportioning. His head seems a little bit small, but otherwise it looks pretty good, and I think the likeness of Viggo Mortensen is good enough, for sure. It may not be the best thing, but it's good enough. And if you're not super close, it's definitely good enough. But the paintwork and sculpt work is nice. Regardless of accuracy, it's really good, and I do think it is accurate enough to get by. I'll say this is way too big. That's throwing off the look a lot. The thingy, the little leaf, it's way too big. And it's a little garish compared to the rest of the figure. But everything else looks decent. I think he needs more paint. If you look at this part here, you can see there's paint on it to kind of make it look dirtied up. But not enough. It's still pretty clean, and Aragorn in the first movie especially did not look particularly clean. It looks good enough, I'll say that. I'm not thrilled with it, but it definitely is just good enough. You can see here, it gets like, there's a little bit too much, it looks plasticky because there's not enough paint going on. But it looks alright. And this cloak here, this is technically an accessory. We'll pop that off. And we'll just talk about him without it. You can see his necklace is in there, so that's pretty good. It hides the neck cut pretty well. But yeah, it's not like a hyper realistic thing, even though they're kind of going for it. It's good enough, I think. His hair's a little bit light, probably, especially for the first movie. I think good enough is the best way to describe it, so I'll just leave it at that. Aesthetically speaking, he is just good enough. I will go 7 out of 10, maybe 8 if you happen to really like the way the head sculpt looks. But I think 7's the best call. Now, as far as accessories go, you do get the cloak, which is unfortunately too transparent. Like, you can see through it. But it does work nicely as far as the wire goes, and you have to definitely fold it up because it's humongous. But it does work nicely, and you can get it up over his head if you want, but it does do that. So you probably don't want to do that, but it's not bad. It fits on the figure. It looks good enough. As long as you don't have light shining through it, you're okay. As for his sword, you do get the sheathed version, and you get the unsheathed version, so you just take the hilt off, and then you can use it. So that's pretty good. Same thing with the knife. You can pull the blade out, or I mean, pull the handle out so you can be holding it, and that looks good. You get his quiver in his knapsack. That's fine. You get an interchangeable face. I don't love the yelling face. I don't think it really looks like him, but it's technically well executed other than likeness. Decent spread of hands. That's it. That's it. So, because it's the Fellowship version, which I didn't know, because they didn't put it on the main part of the box, they only put it at the bottom. I was going to complain that he doesn't have Anduril, but he doesn't have it because it's from the Fellowship, so that's fine. Or even the Shards of Narsil, because that would be from the second movie. So I guess it's fine. Whatever. Did he get those in the second movie or find them? Yeah, I think he did. And fight with it? I can't remember now. Either way, this sword makes sense because it's from the first movie. So accessory-wise, 7 out of 10. It's a good enough spread. I don't think the face looks good enough, but it's okay. Alright, now let's talk about the articulation on this guy. Good news and bad news. He does pose pretty well for what he is. Bad news is he could pose better. Getting the face off is kind of tricky. There you go. I'm happy to report ball pegs. They've definitely moved towards using more double ball pegs, and it does allow the head to work. They still have this issue with necks. When you use the neck articulation, it gets gappy almost immediately, and I don't know why Bandai hasn't been able to figure that out, because other companies have, and that's strange. Wow, is his face tight? There we go. Alright, if you line it up just right, it's a lot easier. And the hair split is not bad, so that's okay. So yeah, the head moves around pretty well. The hair should be softer, but it's not bad. It's not bad. For the shoulder, it's not one of their more crazy designs, but it is effective enough. So that's good. Yeah, that's a decent looking butterfly. It's reasonably functional. I don't like the way they did this part of the shoulder, but it'll do, especially if you're going to use the cloak. But anytime that you put the shoulder on the outside of the joint like this, it gets way uglier than it needs to. So I really wish that companies would stop doing that. But it's functional enough, so that's okay. And if you're not doing any crazy poses, it looks alright. For the elbow, it's decent. Real humans don't have a ton more range than that of their elbow typically, because we are just single jointed elbows. We have those in real life. They are a little bit shy on range, but it's not bad. It's not bad looking, so that's okay. Wrist is a ball hinge, that's fine. For the torso, you'll see his main torso has no joint. It's just down there at the waist, so he's not going to have the most dynamic posability. There's not a lot to do. Like, you can pose him, he'll lean, but not a lot in any one direction. This, by the way, is super freaking annoying. You tab it into both straps, and it never stays. It just is falling out all the time. That is really frustrating. Like, it's fine, but if you do anything, it falls out, so just be aware of that. Now it's not going to do it. Okay, well, maybe if you really, really jam it on there, it's fine. Okay, maybe I didn't have it on all the way, so maybe take that back. Fine. Alright, now let's see about his hips. He's got drop downs, and they're loose drop downs. It's not pleasant. Look at that. So he's not going to get in very dynamic poses. Even this side, it's not that strong going out to the side, so his legs are really, really annoying. He'll be able to be posed in a more basic pose. It's 90-degree knees. That kind of blows. And then this, okay, so that's the joint. Why is the strap all the way over here on this side? This is just my... It's farther off. I guess maybe that's the way it was in the movie. It looks like his boot is rotated on this foot. But whatever. Ankles are ball hinges, but pretty loose. Not the best range. Toe hinge, not a good design. Yeah, his articulation on the legs is not good. His ankles are ugly, and they don't have good range either. His legs suck. Big time. This guy is not like... Well, let me give it a rating. His articulation's going to get a 6 out of 10. It's not very good. Alright, now it's time for the final verdict. Am I happy to own this in my collection? Yes. Does it have all kinds of flaws? Yes. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and it definitely looks good enough. Like, once you get it into a pose and don't touch it too much and don't try to pose it in any crazy pose or anything, it's enjoyable to have on your shelf. It's essentially going to be one of those situations where if you're an action figure collector, And you probably do the same thing where I don't need it to be in a crazy pose, but I need it to be articulated because I don't collect statues. I can't get that on there now. I don't collect statues, so if it's an action figure that at least can pose and I can put it into some sort of pose that I want it to be in, I'll be okay with it. Yeah, this thing's super annoying. I'll just leave it. It's not going to be, like, it's going to be in mostly the same pose for everyone probably because it doesn't do that much posability. It doesn't have it. But he does look nice. You can throw his knapsack on and his quiver, but when you put him underneath this, it looks really weird, so you either have to have those or this, or at least for the quiver. But yeah, it looks good enough. Like I said, I'm happy to own it. There's a lot to like about it, but there's a ton of flaws with it that just don't need to be there. I think Bandai's maybe spreading themselves too thin, or they just don't care anymore, or someone's in charge who's not trying to make better figures, just trying to make more money. I don't know what's happening, but Bandai has been very hit or miss with a lot more missing than I think they should be doing. This one's not a miss, it's just not a hit either. It's okay. I'm going to give it an overall rating of 7 out of 10. It's good enough. I'll build out the Fellowship. If they all look as good as this guy does, I'll be fine with it. I won't be thrilled with it, but I'll be happy to have some Lord of the Rings figures in my collection. And I'm guessing a lot of you are going to feel the same way. It just leaves me wanting so much more than it provides. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below and I'll stop talking. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.